you can work. But it's not easy. A large number of problems and very bureaucratic when you have to deal with the MSME. Because you are taking him as a business partner. You are a part of it. So we get to do a lot of scrutiny of the MSME before we really register him as a proper partner. We call it vendor or a business partner. So there are little tests which are being done, some certification being done, a lot of documents are collected, and then only we clear it, because we have some risk in taking an MSME as a partner because our projects are linked with it. And I think you should bear with it. It's good for you if your certification is being re-verified, if your documentation is completely scrutinized by another agency before you get into a contract with a bigger industry partner. So one is the formalities are a little long drawn, and I'm talking about a private sector company doing it. But if you're going to go to a DRDO lab or a ordnance factory, that is on the registration part or the initial entry part of it. The second difficulty which you would face is the realize the product meeting all the specifications. You may have to go and see finicky when he has to test your product and clear it. So you will find the gestation period again on this is you have to have a lot of patience if you have to work on defense products. Lots of patience, lots of perseverance. It's going to be long drawn, you don't realize, and you often feel when you have to enter a defense segment, the initial entry is very, very difficult. And if you are successful in that, you can rest assured, venture into this, be prepared for a long haul, and make sure your product is the best you can put out by quality. And it has been made at the state government level to coordinate amongst various agencies who are dealing with it. I would think they should also look at creating some centralized testing facilities for MSMEs, because very often when your product is to be accepted by the defense user, a lot of certification is required, a lot of testing is required. It's very expensive for you to run around and get these tested. Most of the testing facilities today are only available outside Tamil Nadu. So you will have to be going to some firm in Bangalore or some laboratory in Bangalore where you have to wait for a long time and then get your tested. So it would be good if some centralized testing facilities are available in Tamil Nadu. They should do that, and I understand government of Tamil Nadu is planning to do that. You should also look at opportunities for interaction with the user services. If you recall, General Shankar had said that every year there is a annual conference of different arms of the army where they give their requirement and there's an interaction with the industry. Similarly, Navy, we had an interaction with the Navy last year. So you should look at these opportunities and find out what are the import substitutes. I think the best way to enter, the easiest way to enter into this market is trying to find an indigenous substitute for something which is already imported from abroad, because the user service is always looking for an indigenous substitute or indigenous solution to a problem. So if you can improve upon that, or very bluntly if I say, if you can reverse engineer it and do it, and then you can make an improvement over the product in the second version, then I think you have made a quick entry into the defense segment rather than trying to develop something ab initio.
The aircraft, the trainers and the UAV. These are the various types of aircraft that the Indian Air Force uses, and you will find that many of these types of aircraft give opportunities for the industry. Principal components of a military aircraft. Okay, the airframe. Airframe is the structure. The airframe is the structure on which the aircraft is built in, its engine, its accessories, the avionics and the weapons it carries. After all, it's a weapon of war. Now, as far as the MSMEs are concerned, I would say, what should you focus on? The accessories. They cost a huge pile of money, and accessories are critical components And many of the accessories you will find are high-end technologies, some of which we do not have in our country. And if you can penetrate that or contribute in that and build up these accessories and capabilities in making these accessories, it is very, very advantageous. As far as avionics is concerned, it's the brain of the aircraft, and avionics are constantly upgraded forever in the life of an aeroplane. And these are the two areas, the accessories and the avionics, which our industry can concentrate on. Like the Admiral said, there are no Tier 1 countries Tier 1 establishments in our state, and definitely none for the Air Force as such. So it is good to concentrate on these two aspects and be a supplier to the Tier 1, which most of which are manufactured in Karnataka. Broad organization, our headquarters is in New Delhi. We have operational commands spread over all parts of the country. The maintenance command is in Nagpur. So many of the produce which you produce, or for an overhaul or support of the industry, the center is Nagpur, the maintenance command, and the training command is in Bangalore. Now, current and anticipated hardware requirements of the Air Force. I'll just tell you what we are looking at. The fighter aircraft, everybody reads about it in the papers. Every one of you is aware of the single engine fighter. There are huge debates, and everybody who knows nothing more than an aeroplane, I guess, or little about an aeroplane, has got a view on the aeroplane that the Indian Air Force wants to buy. So recently the subject was the single engine fighter, which we were to buy in a little over 100 aircraft. And the aircraft that were in the competition were the US F-16 and the Swedish, the Gripen. Recently that concept also has changed. So I really don't know what aircraft is going to come. But whatever aircraft is going to, you must have the ear to the ground and be in constant touch to get a foothold into the new aircraft whichever the Indian Air Force selects to feed into our Air Force. And remember one thing, the aircraft which is finally selected and comes in, it will be in this country for the next 75 years, guaranteed. As far as our own indigenous aircraft is concerned, is the Tejas, which is the LCA manufactured at HAL Bangalore. Now, we have got tremendous orders. We have ordered 40 aircraft from HAL some years ago, and we have ordered another 83, and we have also ordered an upgrade of this LCA to a Mark II. That means you can see it being manufactured till we all go to our makers, and perhaps for the next 20-25 years, and thereafter its maintenance for the next 50 years. That's what it is going to be. Now, the problem with HAL is it's unable to manufacture. It has got 40 aircraft to manufacture, it's probably produced 6 in the last 2 years. In fact, in 1 year, we had produced 1. So what HAL is doing is sharing out the workload to the industry outside. And this is where you all come into the play to support, to increase and enhance the rate of manufacture to well over 16. They are promising 16 per year, difficult, and they are actually aiming for 24 per year. So you can really see what kind of opportunities the Tejas will offer. It's going to be well over 100 aeroplanes. The light combat helicopter is designed and flown by HAL. You probably will see it in the Defense Expo displaying, and it is completely indigenous, something which we can be very proud of. The Army and the Air Force is going to be filled with this LCA, the light combat helicopter. It's an opportunity, and you will find that not only that we will manufacture for the next 10-15 years, we'll have to support it for its lifetime of some 40 years. Additional Rafale, lot of debate on the Rafale aircraft which we are buying from France, and it will come, there is no question about it. And what will happen, what I can predict is some more will be ordered. So here is another opportunity. It's a 40,000 crore project, and the offsets in that itself is about 25,000 crores. So that is the offset value. So when I met Thales, which is the main equipment supplier for the Rafale, I asked him, what happened to the offsets? You were supposed to give us some 25,000 crores worth of offsets into this nation. He says, I can't find an industry, a company that can take it. He says, where do I put it? Because I neither have a confirmed capability, neither do I have the quality capability, and neither do I have the confidence. So where do we invest in? So you find that these guys, Marcel Dassault, are going all over the country with lots of money in their pocket because they have to invest, but they don't find an industry which can be invested in and to develop that capability. So unfortunately, that is the situation. The helicopter manufactured in Kazan is a company is called the Kazan. Now these helicopters